Hello, Mrs. Dorkington here. I'm going to show you how to make a dog puppet with wiggly legs, and you can make your own stories up with him. Now you can use this idea to make other animals. You could use the same pattern to make a cat, or a cow, or a horse, or even a unicorn. You can add lots of colourful things that you can find around the house, change his feet, and find some bits of tinsel maybe left over from Christmas to make his horn. Enjoy making your puppet, and I can't wait to see how you get on with them. We're going to start by making our dog using 2 pieces of cardboard tube, one slightly longer than the other, one for the head and one for the body. Now the top one will need a hole at the top and a hole that goes right through the other side for the wool and then to put his neck on. The other longer tube is going to need 1 hole on the top and 4 on the bottom for its legs. So I'm just going to finish that one off. I've got a single hole punch here, but you could get an adult to make a hole safely for you, I'm sure. Okay, so there I've got his body and I've got his head. Now I'm just going to put the body to one side for a minute and I'll focus on his head and doing all the details. We can start by doing that, so put that to one side. So my dog needs an eye, nose, and some floppy ears. I'm going to start with the eyes. Now, there's a little trick to making circles. If you draw your circle onto the paper, nice and big, so you can cut it out. If you fold the paper in half underneath, you'll cut them out. When you cut them out, they'll both be the same size. So we're going to cut them out. You might want to draw around something to make your circle. You might draw around a 2p piece or something like that. Then you've got 2 eyes. There we go. Now to make the black bits in the middle, we're going to glue on 2 small black circles into the middle. And these are made with paper as well. You might just want to draw them on if you haven't got any black paper. Stick one there and stick one at the top there. If you've got black foot to him, that will make a great job. Now where the hole is at the top, we're going to put the eyes either side. So I suggest you put the glue on the back of the eyes so we don't get glue all over our dog's head. I'm going to put one eye that side of the hole and one eye the other side of the hole. So now you've got an idea where everything goes. Now we need to make a nose. We're going to make a little black triangular nose. Now you might want to draw it on at the front, or you might want to cut it out a piece of paper. I'm going to draw mine on. So I'm going to use my black fit tape pen again. I'm going to do a nice big triangle, and then I'm going to colour it in. And there we go. Turn that round. Now I'm almost ready for the ears, and again you could make these out of a piece of cardboard, you can make them out of a piece of paper. If you haven't got coloured paper like me, you could colour some white paper in. Now I've got some black paper, and again I'm going to use that same trick. So instead of making one at a time, I'm going to fold my paper in half. I'm going to draw one ear on here, and then I'm going to cut them out at the same time. And my scissors. Just be careful, they're pointing away from me. Round I go, and when I get to the fold, I'm just going to cut the fold off. There we go. There we are. And I've got 2 ears the same. Okay, right, now let's get rid of that. We're going to glue them either side of his head. So a little bit of glue again. Again, put it on the back of the ear, don't put it on your dog. You'll have sticky bits all over your dog. And if you want them flappy, just put a little bit of glue at the top. Don't glue them all over so they're stuck down. There we go. And we've got our little dog to start off with. His eyes, everything. Oh, I know I've forgotten. Let's add some little dots on here. There we are. Make him look a bit cuter. There we are. So now we've got our dog's head. Now we could start putting our dog all together. Now we need that body back again. Now it's a bit tricky now. They're the 4 holes. They're the bottom of his body. So they're going to go underneath. So our dog is going to be like this. Now we don't want our dog holding together. We want a little bit of space for a neck. So what I've done, I've got my tube the wrong way around, never mind. I want those to join together, but I've made a piece of straw. Now I didn't have any drinking straws left. We've run out of them in my house, so I've made my own one. So I made this out of paper, and all I did is I got a rectangle of paper. I put a little bit of glue on the end, tiny bit of glue, and I rolled it around my pen. Now the dry bit, this end, although it's going to stick to your pen, going to roll around carefully, tuck it in and give it a good squeeze so the glue sticks to it. And when you slide it off the end, you've made a straw. Just let it dry a bit so it doesn't fall apart when you're threading it on. Okay, so I've got my straw, and that's going to make his neck. So when my wool goes all the way through, it's going to put the neck in. Now let's start, should we start threading it together? Now I've got a long piece of wool. You might not have any wool, you might need some garden string, you might even have some old present bags, some gift bags that you could untie the string from and thread those two. They might be all different colours, that might be quite colourful, might make it a bit of a little jazzy dog. Okay, now this is the tricky bit. You're definitely going to need an adult to help you work this out. Now you're going to put your string all the way through his body so it's hanging, so it can hang up, and you're going to poke your string through the side with one hole on so it comes up through. This is where it's nice if you've made a big hole, it's nice and easy to poke through. And then you're going to thread on his neck. This is a bit tricky too, because it pokes out. Poke it up through his neck, up out the top of his head. Whoa, there we go. And then we're going to make a loop. So we're going to tie those two together. We can make them into a knot. If you're not very good at knots, you can sellotape it together. Right, there's my knot. I think it's quite, oh yeah, quite strong. Now that's the top. Now later on we're going to attach a stick to it so that is going to be the bit that helps us to be a puppeteer. So turn it into a marionette. You could do that now if you like. You could get some sellotape and you could simply stick your string to the end of the stick. Now I was thinking about where you might find a stick. So you might be lucky. I've got this as a kitchen skewer from when you may have a barbecue, and I've just cut the sharp end off to make it safe. Or you might use an old pencil, or you might be able to pop out in the garden or out on your walk and find a stick in the garden. That would do too. Just something so it's nice and straight so your dog holds together. So there, if I lie him down, you can see his head's joined together and he's ready for his legs. Now the legs, I have decided to use lots of bottle lids. I collect these all the time. I've got ones from the milk, got ones from some fizzy drink bottles. I've got lots in my jar. I've got some water bottle ones. I've got red ones, white ones. I collect them all the time. Now I've got to find four the same for my dog. So I'll just show you how to make a hole in. Again, you're going to need an adult to do this for you. Now ask an adult, this is the safe bit, to make a hole in the middle. I'm going to tell the adults they need to find something to press on and make sure they don't put their fingers underneath, otherwise they'll jab their fingers, and we need 4 of those. Okay, so we're going to put them together, have 4 of them, and then we're going to thread them onto a piece of wool. Now I've started one here because it's a little bit fiddly, so you poke it all the way through and you tie a knot underneath. Just one little knot will do, just to stop it coming through. Give it a little pull, and that's going to be one of his feet. Now when you've made one foot with a long piece of string on, you're then going to need to poke it through one of the holes. Oh, a bit careful, there we go. In it goes, back out this one. And when you come out the other side, that's when you make the hole in the other one and you poke it through, and then you've got 2 feet. I'll see if I can just poke mine through and make another knot, and you'll see how it stays still. Definitely need an adult for this bit. It can be very fiddly. Oh, there we are. And definitely that knot on the back. There we go. If you've got someone older than you, or maybe a big brother or sister might be able to help you. And then we've got his 2 legs. There we go. Oh, he's got very long legs, this dog. He's got very, very long legs. And we do exactly the same at the back of your dog. Okay. Now, there's one thing missing from our dog when you finish the legs. he's going to need a tail. So let's show you how to make a tail. You're going to need maybe a brown piece of paper. You might have a white piece of paper that you colour in brown and then you cut it out. You can decide. Now you're going to need a long, thin shape. So we're going to draw a long line there, and a curve at the end. Okay, let's cut that out. There we go. Put that over there. Now you've got your tail. Now I want a little curly tail for my dog. So I'm going to get that pen again that I had earlier, and I'm going to wrap it around the pen, and I'm going to press hard, give it a little squeeze, and see if I can make a curly tail. Oh, there we are. I have. There we go. And I can stick that to his bottom. Where are we? Let's get you back again. And we're going right round here, so it's in line with the back here. I'm going to put a little bit of glue on the brown side, because you're going to stick it inside the tube. Give it a little press. There we go. Right, and there we have our little dog. Now I think I'm rather pleased with him. I think I quite fancy calling him Ralph. Ralph, would you like to come for a walk? Perhaps we could go down to the park, or maybe go down to the river. All right, well done. Thank you, Ralph. You've been great.